What's up, guys? It's Chase from Chris's Workshop. I have acquired a new, or not new, but an old thickness planer. I've always wanted one. This was actually my step granddad's, I guess I should say. My stepbrother got in contact with me and said, hey, I've got this planer if you would like it, if you think you could use it. And I said, absolutely, let me come get it. He said, it just won't come on, it won't work. And I was like, all right, I think I can fix it. My step granddad's name is Jerry Wood. He's been very influential in my life. My mom and dad divorced when I think I was 9 years old. And then my dad got remarried and I met Mr. Woods. And like I said, he taught me a lot of things and just a really good influential character in my life. But anyways, my stepbrother gave me this. I brought it home and I started doing some diagnostic work on it. And I figured out that this switch is not working. Describe to you what I did was here is I plugged this guy up, and when I cut it on, nothing happens. Cut it on, nothing happens. So next I take and I put it on voltage AC. And then these top two wires right here, one's white, one's black. That is my voltage coming in. First thing I'm gonna do is check, make sure I got continuity, just to make sure this thing's actually working. And I'm going to check from there to there. And as you can see, I got 120 volts. Now I'm going to flip this guy over if I can and check the back here with it on and see if I'm getting any voltage. And I'm getting nothing. So that tells me this switch is bad. I'm going to unplug this guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, if your switch is like this, how you can fix this guy without having to buy a new switch. So I'm going to pull this guy out, make sure I'm unplugged, I'm good. Again, on this, if you don't have any experience with electricity, attempt this at your own risk. Okay, now that I got the switch out, as you can see here, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my guy here, got it set to continuity. And you can see here, if I touch the two together, I get a beep. I'm going to cut the switch to on. And this side connects to this side. I've got nothing. And then this side connects to this side. And I've got nothing. Now I'm going to show you how to fix this guy without buying a new switch. This thing comes apart really easy. A lot of the newer ones, I'm not sure, some of you guys might can comment about it, but some of the newer switches may be a little bit different from this one, but this one basically just breaks apart by separating these two little tabs down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this guy apart, flip it over, and there's inside the switch. Now, I'm assuming you can probably guess why thing's not working, as you can tell there. So I'm going to dump this stuff out right here and show you what was causing it not to connect. Now there's down inside of the switch, as you can see there's sawdust inside of the switch. So what I want to do is I want to take this guy on to try to clean it out as good as I can. You can also tell too that these contacts down here are kind of corroded over, so I'm going to take my screwdriver and kind of clean those up. You can even take a little piece of sandpaper if you can get it down in there, or a file. So I'm just going to kind of scar that corrosion off. You see how it's built up around the sides. Now I'm going to do the same to this. I'm actually going to take a piece of sandpaper and try to sand these contacts clean here. See how corroded that one is? Clean as new. I'm gonna try to get it down there on this one too. Okay, so you can kind of see how I cleaned it up a little bit. I'm going to get this one just a little bit more. There we go. Looks good. Now this thing just pieces back together, just like it came apart. These basically just sit in there like a seesaw, and they rock back and forth. And sometimes they're a pain in the butt to get in, but let's see if I can get it to go. Just go in your hole. Ah! This thing drives me nuts. There we go. Okay, you can see how they sit in there. I'm gonna clean the back of this up just a little bit with the wire brush. One thing I can figure is that dust got in there through this shoe somehow. I don't know how it looks like it's pretty sealed off pretty good. Now this thing, when it goes to on, as you can tell, it pushes down here, which would hold those contacts down there, and when it's off, it moves them up here and kind of shifts it. It goes on this way, and if you have trouble with that, just make sure you take it off in the right direction. I'm going to put that in the center so my gasket lines up good, and we're going to push it back down and make sure it switches. Alright, so now let's see if we've got continuity. So I've got my meter back on, got continuity. I'm going to flip it to on. I'm going to check from here to here. Got continuity. Check from here to here. Got continuity. Alright, so let's put this thing back in here and see if it comes on. Put this switch back on here. Alright, so now let's get this stuff back into the planer. Alright, so our switch is back in. I'll put this guy back on here. I'll tell you what, let's just wait on that. Oh no, let's do it. So there's that. That's on, off, off. Okay. So now's the actual test to see if this thing works or not. And hopefully I don't blow nothing up because this thing ain't been on in a while, but here we go. There you go. So that's working. Sounds like I might need to pull this guy apart too and maybe check some of the bearings. It sounded kind of rough. So I might do that in a future video. But anyways, so that's how I fixed this switch. And like I said, I don't know how the dust got in there or what, but it did. And I guess it's just from years. This thing's probably, he probably bought this thing in the 90s, so it's probably really, really old. Well guys, I hope that helped any of y'all that have got an old planer or another machine that's not working right and it's got a faulty switch like that. And like I said, just make sure that if you're doing this that you have knowledge on how electricity works and all that kind of stuff before you dive right into it. I don't want anybody getting hurt. But always start with your power source. This thing, like I said, is powered off 110 volts, 120 volts. I checked and I was getting power and I wasn't getting it out of the switch. So I knew something was going on with the switch. Another thing that could maybe go wrong on this with that would be maybe these bushings right here, or not bushings, these brushes for the motor. Sometimes these guys can go out, and when that happens, you know, the motor won't run properly. But anyways, guys, it's gonna be a pretty cool little addition to my shop. I'm pretty excited about it. Everything seems to work very well on it. I haven't, other than that, I hadn't planned any things. This is the first time I got it going. So, guys, if you have any questions or comments about anything, just let me know. If you like the video, give me a like. And if you like it, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.